Hello, everyone. Welcome to the WMFG Tribe Talks, our very own podcast. Today, I'm very excited because I have a very beautiful woman sitting right in front of me, Mora Owens. Welcome, Mora.
Hello, I am so happy to be here.
Very nice, Mora. We are very excited today because we are going to learn a lot about Mora's fitness journey. Mora has recently joined the WMFG and she's very excited to do her first podcast with us and talking about her journey. So, Mora, tell me a little about yourself. Like, what do you do? And, just a little bit about your life and your lifestyle.
Definitely. I am an educator. I've been an educator for the past 25 years, and currently I work at American University with a teacher training program called City Teaching Alliance. So my students are getting their master's in secondary literacy, and they're teaching in Baltimore City schools. I'm originally from Boston. I was born and raised about 25 minutes outside of Boston. And I moved to this area 7 years ago after my son left to go to college. My son is now 25 years old, and he is living and working on the West Coast. I'm very proud of him, way too far from me, but he's planning on moving back east. So I'm happy about that.
Very nice.
Health and wellness has always been something I've been passionate about. So I'm here to get a conversation in.
Very nice. So, do you live by yourself or you have other members of your family?
No, I'm live by myself. I have a significant other. He and I met at one of my three gyms. We met at the boxing gym.
Fantastic.
But in my house, it's just me.
Oh, very nice. Thank you, Mora, for sharing this. So we'll just go and directly dive into some of the questions that I've in my mind. So the first one is that what does fitness actually mean to you?
Sure. There are some days, if you were to ask me, I might say, and I'm sure a lot of women can relate to this, that fitness is about a sculpted body, a number on the scale, or maybe the number on your jeans. But I know that is not true. I think 98% of the time, if you were to ask me that question, I would say that it's about so much more than just this sculpted body that you see oftentimes when you pick up a fitness magazine or a health and wellness magazine. For me, fitness is really about motivation. It's about, do you want to do it? It's about dedication. Are you committed to doing it? At one of my gyms, there are some sayings on the wall. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's raining. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. And then a big X, because those are all excuses. Sometimes I think those are good ones, but not really. So that's dedication. Can you commit to doing these things? I think it's also about exercise. Of course, it's moving your body, and it doesn't have to be these extreme workouts all the time. Sometimes it can just be going out and going for a brisk walk. It's also about nutrition and balance. It's about what is realistic. For me, I absolutely love sweets. So eliminating sweets from my diet is not realistic. It's all about that balance. I think it's also about change, the changes you're making, and it's also about energy. So if you were to ask me on, 98% of the time, I would say that, when I think of fitness, it's all about lifestyle.
Very nice. Wow, this is exciting. So how long are you in this fitness journey?
Uh, all my life, I've always been committed.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
That's so motivating.
yes,
Wow.
yes. But I will say the past 7 years since I've been here, I've taken it up a notch. And I think I was always been a working mother. I was also a single mother. So, and my son had a bunch of different activities like most students, children do. My son was a big lacrosse player. So a lot of my time was spent doing that. But once he left for college, I was free.
Very
So
nice.
I was able to really jump into it.
Do you think like the Maryland area has a lot of options for the kind of the fitness that you look forward to or
Definitely. Much different than in Boston, I think. One of the great things I'm all into music. I love great music. So the gyms here definitely have music that I really enjoy. And for me, if there's a good playlist, I can go hard. So yes.
Great. Wow. I mean, of course. I mean, even I love music. I don't think I can do without the music
No.
or without anything going on. I mean, silence. I mean, I don't know how people work out
No.
even in like without music. So yeah, definitely. I agree to that. So that does all three gyms have very different things that you do, or they're kind of similar?
Sure. So let me talk about all my gyms. My first gym is called Elite. It's a boxing gym in Colombia. And so they have boxing classes, cardio boxing classes. They have technical boxing classes for folks who are training to box. I'm not training to box. I'm just doing it to burn calories. So I'm in the cardio boxing. They also have kickboxing and boot camp. And they also have a spinning classes.
All right.
So that is a wonderful gym. That's where I met my significant other. So it'll always be
Very
a special
nice, of
place,
course,
that
yeah.
gym. But it's really a community, and especially after I moved from Maryland, all my friends were at home. So this really was a place that I felt that I fit in, and they have great music. My second gym is a Bikram. It's called Bikram, and there are 3 studios. One is in DC, and one is in Riverdale, and one is in Baltimore. And these are hot yoga classes, hot Pilates classes, kind of a dripped cardio boot camp classes. And again, great classes, great music, the instructors. I think the instructors are so important to get all of us motivated. So, these instructors at both of these gyms bring an incredible amount of energy, enthusiasm. They're very supportive, and it's just kind of an all-out party at both of the gyms.
So do you like yoga in that place, or like it's...
Well, I'm not good at yoga at all. I try it. Yes, there's yoga at this place. I usually go to the Pilates classes, and then there's kind of like a HIIT class, which has the bands, the resistance bands, and weights. So those are the ones. But yes, there are yoga classes, and I try my best. That's all you can do. But I try all of the classes.
Very nice.
And then my last gym is LA Fitness, and I joined that gym so I can go swimming, because that is one of the things that I enjoy doing. They have a great pool there. And also, if I just want to do free weights, and it's close to my house. The other 2 are about 25 minutes. So if I don't have much time, I can go to LA Fitness, get some laps, or do the free weights.
Very nice. So do you like have organized a schedule or a routine that you would go to a certain gym on a certain day, do certain things, or it is more like random whenever you have time or you feel like going to, you have membership and you just randomly go? So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, definitely. It's interesting. My schedule has changed recently. I did have a lot of flexibility with my first job, and I did have a set schedule. And I would try to work out two different classes, and I would also try to get in a walk or something during the middle of the day. Oftentimes, I could do this while talking with a colleague who also is really into health and wellness. So if we had a meeting, if we had a check-in, we could also get some steps in. So yes, I definitely had a strict schedule. There are classes that I did not miss because I love them. But now my schedule has changed. I am now working part-time at Montgomery College in the Student Health and Wellness Center. I'm really excited about this position, working with young people around their health and wellness. So I've gone from a very flexible schedule to not as flexible. So now I have to be, I guess, even more intentional about my workouts, and also means some of my workouts will have to occur at 6 in the morning or later at 6:30 in the evening. And in the past, I was able to do a workout maybe at 9:30 or 12 o'clock. But that has changed. So I'm going back to what is, health and wellness mean, that dedication part, because even though I get up early, but to be up and out at 5:10 is a little bit different. But since I'm committed to this, yes, I'm going to have to.
Yes. Yeah. You have to always work on your schedule and see that how to fit it in.
Yes.
And there is always a way, right? There's always a way you can do that. Yes. Because I keep getting these questions, and even myself, sometimes I feel, oh my God, I'm so worked up with work, with family, with, something comes up and I feel like, sometimes I miss my workout and it stresses me out so much. And then if you just keep missing it, then it kind of totally changes your routine and it stresses you out. And then coming back to it becomes more difficult. So you probably have to have a way to kind of fit in, even if it is a very busy day or if things are, there are other more important things that is kind of taking over your workout, but you have to still find a way to kind of fit in.
I think it's really going to test my commitment. I've always thought I knew I was very dedicated and very committed, but when you have extra time, I'm thinking maybe I didn't get as much credit as for some women who are working out of the home full time and have young kids, I understand it's incredibly difficult. So yes, now I'm testing my dedication,
I
getting
think
it
you are
in.
already so much dedicated,
Yes,
I
yeah.
mean, so like I will come back to the point that you said at the beginning when you were introducing yourself, that fitness doesn't have to be like something like really vigorous or
Mhm.
intensive, right? Even
Mhm.
like a brisk walk would be good. But I understand from the kind of the workouts you have always been used to,
Mhm.
like dropping down would be difficult because of your
Mhm.
schedule or
Mhm.
something like that. But still, like fitting in something or doing
Yes.
something impactful each day would be good. Like maybe you're not doing like a 3 hours thing each
Mhm.
day,
Mhm.
but just maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours thing, but it should be still impactful
Oh,
so
for
that you
sure.
don't like lose it out. Do you
Yes.
think like,
I think, yes, I'm going to have to. Yes, and like you said, not feeling yourself when you're not working out. If I miss
right?
a workout, it definitely stresses me. But it's going to be an adjustment. As I said, I was, 2 a day, and I did a combination of boxing classes, spinning classes. Biking. I bike outside. Well, now it's really cold, but I have a bicycle. I swim. I swim for an hour, which usually gets me about 85 laps in the pool,
Oh, wow.
which I really like doing.
Amazing.
Yes, boot camp. And then I do weight training. Weight training comes at the bottom of my list. I do that with my significant other. He is really into health and wellness, and he's the one that leads the lifting.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. You are so motivating, Mora.
Thank
Like, there's so much
you.
to learn from you, and
Thank
I'm sure like
you.
our audience is having a gala time and probably looking forward to more. And guys, just hang in there because at the end, I'm going to take a picture with Mora and I'm going to put that in our audio to show you how fit and balanced and beautiful she looks. And I feel fitness is an overall thing.
It
It's not
is,
just
yes.
only doing a certain kind of
Yeah.
exercise, or only it's about, as you said, that it's about an entire balance of thing. It's about the rightly eating. And rightly eating doesn't mean that to kind of get rid of things that you don't
Yeah,
like, being more realistic.
yeah, that's
Like
not
if you want
realistic.
sweets, just have sweets. I mean,
You
I do
have
that,
to. You have
and
to.
my trainer told me that, I mean, if you are having sweet, there's no problem in that as long as you are balancing that with other clean diet and
For
not
sure.
indulging in more junks and things like that. I mean, sweet is okay. I mean, as long as you're not just doing
Every
like
day.
every day, like. And I think like when we work out, it just automatically doesn't let us like eat sweets every day because
Yeah.
like your body anyway kind of rejects it. Okay, you had
For sure,
enough.
for sure.
So
It's all about, trying, well, for me, trying to turn back the hands of time, which we know is not possible, but, staying in shape feels like, it's something that you can do,
right.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get that. And I'm so excited that we have someone like you in our group. This is definitely you. You are a motivation for the community. I know people, I mean, I know I have other members who are doing boxing and they're also doing like a lot of hardcore training and things like that and, motivating each other. We're always, this community is all about motivating each other. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to work out at that level.
No,
But the
no.
fact that we learn from each other, we understand that what is possible, what is not possible with our own lifestyle, with our own flexibility and things like that is very encouraging. And everybody can at least try their best to fit in some kind of fitness in their
Yes, yeah.
schedule. So
And I think finding the best gym is so important. You
very
asked the difference
important.
between the gyms here and in Boston, very different. So finding that community, and it makes it fun going to the gym, and also, having a partner. Couples that work out together stay together. I always see that written places, but to have someone who cares about it as much as you do is makes it a lot of fun. And I think just being knowing that you can do almost anything, is just challenging yourself all the time.
So, how has your dedication, commitment towards health and fitness has impacted your life? Like, why do you think that you should even do it, or why do you think you should put so much of commitment
For
to it?
sure, for sure. Well, one, I enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is eating well. That's what I find very challenging. But working out, I can do that all day, every day. But I think it really is finding the right kind of workouts. When I go home, I still try to get my workouts in. But, a lot of the classes I find boring in comparison to the classes that are here in Maryland. So as I said, it's all about the instructor and the music and the people who are working out alongside of you to get everybody excited and motivated. So I think that's, number one. I really enjoy it. And I know it's important. I mean, we're getting older. I didn't mention my age. I will be 50 in April.
What?
I'm turning
Are you
50.
kidding me? You
Yes,
don't even look like that.
Oh, she's too
Oh,
kind.
wow.
Stop it. She's too
wow.
kind. She is too kind. Yes. So, and I think, I sent a meme to a couple of my girlfriends and it said something like, I apologize back when I was 18 to all the people who were 50 that I called old. Because when we were 18,
my goodness,
that's
I know,
old,
I know.
50. And now my girlfriends and I are saying, I can't believe it. We're turning 50. And so part of me says, you know what? It's just a number. It is what it is.
It's just a number.
As long as you feel good. But I want to feel my best. So even though, I think about how I looked at 30, of course I was, a little bit smaller, but I don't think I couldn't have done a 10K when I was 30. I couldn't have done a Spartan race. I probably couldn't have, been on the bike for 25 miles on a bike ride. So I feel like I'm in a better shape than I am now. And I think it's cool
that
to
is
be
so
able to do
motivating.
this. And I know there, some women at my gym who are probably around 30 or 32. And oftentimes, I'm looking at them and trying to go as fast as them or as hard as them. Now, of course, they don't even know I'm competing, it's like a friendly competition. They're minding their business. And I'm saying, if I can keep up with a 30-year-old, I'm doing well.
Wow. This is definitely motivating. Yeah. First of all, you definitely don't look 50, but that I think is the best thing about, doing all these fitness activities and, the overall health and fitness goals or commitment is that don't look like, like your age. Yes. It's, I was just watching a show a few days back in Netflix. I mean, I don't know if you have watched it. It's about You Are What You Eat, and they were talking about like your actual age is different from your chronological age. So your 50 is how many years you actually lived on this earth.
Yes.
But your actual age is the age, or your biological age is the age of your cells and tissues.
Yes.
So, and you can always keep them younger by the right exercises and the nutrition.
Yes.
And I think I already have an example in front of my eyes. That is so true. And that motivates. Like I'm 40 and I feel like, wow, I'm going to be more beautiful when I'm 50. It's so motivating because, of course, at 18, I used to feel, oh my God, after 5 years, I'm going to look old and like shabby and I'm not going to be beautiful. But now I feel more motivated because older I get, I look more beautiful, because I know all these tools and all the secrets of, staying younger and smarter and active, things like that.
Yes. And anytime, even some of my students, sometimes, they're in their 20s. But actually, one of my students, she kept saying she wanted to come to my boxing gym. So I said, okay, after, out of my class, when I'm no longer, your instructor, you can come. And she was huffing and puffing all through my boxing class, but she was half my age. So,
So yeah, that's a win-win. That's very nice.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm also an outdoors person. So, I enjoy the hiking. I love to walk, running. I don't love to run, but I do when the weather's nice, and biking. So there's so many things you can do outside to burn. Hiking can burn a lot of calories. And sometimes I joke, if I go out and I'll walk maybe 5 miles, I can burn almost as many calories as one of my, definitely more than Pilates or yoga, one of my boxing classes.
Right.
So, just love it. Just really love it. As I said, I struggle with the eating. That's what's more hard for me. My significant other and I, we love to go out and try new restaurants. And it's hard to make good choices when you go out to eat. So
I know.
That's what's really hard.
I think that's okay. Unless like you're doing that every day. But I mean, as long as, you have to kind of balance, if you're not doing too much of exercising, then you have to really work on your diet.
Yes.
But if you are doing, you're doing 3 gyms, that's probably quite a bit of an exercise that you're doing. And with all the activities that you just mentioned. So okay, I mean, a few cheat days are okay, and
Yes,
maybe a
yes.
little bit like more on the diet is fine. So yeah, it's all about knowing yourself. What will work for you, or how you balance yourself, and it's not, we don't have the same formula for everyone. So
Yes,
like you
yes,
and me wouldn't work on the
yes,
same formula.
yes.
So I think it's all about knowing yourself, what works for you, what works for your lifestyle, but it's all about being consistent with it, right? So
And I think what people need to remember, and it took me the longest time to really, and I had heard this, but I didn't want to accept it. I think I thought it was more 50-50 between your workout and your eating,
no,
right?
yeah,
And people would
this
say
is
you
so,
cannot
yeah,
outrun a bad diet, but I'm like killing myself at the gym. So of course I can have ice cream and cookies and pizza and bagels on the weekend, or actually
yeah,
during the week. And
yeah.
it's really not true. And they say 80% 20 or 90% 10. It's high.
It's, yeah.
I mean, so, well, we know it's not 50-50. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what,
It's all, again, it's about your body type,
Yes,
it's
yes.
about your lifestyle, it's about your, how much exercise, the time that you're putting into it, and like the kind of diet you're
Yeah, yes.
doing. So it totally, like, it's, the
Yeah.
formula is very different
Yes.
from person to
Yeah,
person. So
for
there is
sure.
no 50-50
Yeah, yeah.
to it. Yeah.
It's
There's definitely no
definitely
50-50.
not that.
Yeah, because like a friend of mine, she follows a Mediterranean diet. Somebody follows a very
Yeah,
Ayurvedic
yeah.
diet. Somebody follows a very American diet.
Yes.
And everybody has. It's all about the micronutrients. That's what you're getting. And it's okay to have a bagel, a pizza, and like, why would you miss out on an ice cream if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like doing like 85 lapses and biking and hiking
Yes.
and like
Yeah.
huff and puff and just enjoy an ice cream.
Yeah.
You should do that. Very nice, Mora. So I know you talked about the motivation because, of course, your friends, the gyms are extremely amazing with their
Yes.
trainers, with the music. You have a partner to do the workout with who motivates you. But is there anything else that motivates you for the kind of, for your fitness
Well, I
journey?
mean, like a lot of women, you want to be able to fit into the clothes that are in your closet. And like,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's so easy to get dressed if everything in the closet fits. And,
I know.
sometimes that doesn't happen. So I can't say, that, for me, it's only about feeling good. Because yes, that's true. But I'm still a woman, and most
Of
women,
course.
you want to look nice, and
We don't want the belly fat to pop out when you're wearing that long, nice
Yes.
dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is about, it's about, as I said, a combination of things. But in addition to that, yes, I want to look nice in my dresses,
Absolutely.
in my bathing suit and stuff
Very
like that.
realistic.
Yeah.
Very realistic.
I can't, I don't want, people say, oh no, it's only about, how you feel. Oh, I don't know if that's true. No,
No.
people like to look good too.
Well, I would even kind of come back to that, because if you're not like looking
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
you don't feel good as well.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly.
No, I agree. You did mention about working out with your partner many times. So
Yes.
can you tell me a little bit about that? Like how that helped you, or how that motivates you?
Oh, for sure. I mean, he is in incredible shape. My partner is 57 years old. So, both
Oh,
of us,
wow.
we're both trying to turn back the hands
Okay,
of
I do
time.
have to tell you a secret. I did sneak in your pictures when I friended you in Facebook.
okay.
Your partner looks very hot. He looks like he really meant. And now that you said 57,
Yes,
wow.
yes.
So please, congratulations to him from us. Do let him know.
Yes,
That's very nice.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he does look great. He works incredibly hard, and he motivates me. For sure. I think having someone next to you who always can, bring you to that next level. So, he's in there pushing me. Definitely in the weight room. When I'm in my classes, I can do a good job at that on my own. But in the weight room, I find it very difficult because weights are heavy. I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Like it's heavy, and
heavy.
he's in great shape, and he can do all this. But when we work out together, he always has a plan for us to follow. And he, anytime he doesn't want to hear "I can't," or he doesn't want to hear "I can't do this," and when I do say that, he has this poem that he recites about excuses that he learned when he was he's in a fraternity. So back when he was pledging. So he's incredibly motivating, and he knows what I can do. So sometimes, he knows I'm kind of just messing around, but so having someone who's in shape, and also if we have a plan to meet at the gym, whatever the plan is, to be there at whatever, 5 o'clock p.m. or 7 o'clock a.m. You can't leave someone hanging.
That's
If
true.
I'm going by myself, well, I don't have to go. I'm just holding, it's only me. But when you have someone else waiting for you, it really helps out.
So how many times in a week do you actually work out with him?
Before this new job, it was probably 5 times because we both go to the boxing classes. So that might have been 3 times a week. And then he goes to Bikram Yoga Works, which is the Pilates gym. And then we would lift maybe twice a week. But now my schedule is interfering with my, all these workouts. So we're trying to figure out how, what we can do to.
So you guys basically date in the gym itself.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes. We met at the gym. Yes. And we became really good
Very
friends
nice.
at the gym, and it's just something we have in common. I think shared experiences are so important in relationships.
That's true.
So
That's
for
true.
both of us, health and wellness is important. And I think his answers would be similar to mine, and he would also say he likes to look good in his clothes.
Yeah,
that's a motivating factor. But I think it is so great, and we get often get compliments about this commitment we have to each other, but also to work out together. And
no, this is amazing. This is definitely amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something a lot of people don't do it. So this is very unique, actually.
Yes,
so you
yes.
definitely deserve
Yes,
a lot
yes,
of compliments
yes.
too. Yeah. So my husband is like miles away from fitness. So we are very opposite to each other. He loves to, he loves to sit at home. It's been years that I was trying to motivate him. And I like to work out in front of his nose so that he sees that somebody's working out at home. And then I like to look good in clothes and then show him off, but nothing could motivate him. Fortunately, last year, December, we both got, together into a gym, and I told him that, okay, you can leave it if you don't like it, but let's get started together. And now we are there for now 2 months, and he's loving it.
Ooh,
yeah, we do that 2 times a week because I want to start slow. I want to build it up as, because we have very, very tight, routine. We both do full-time jobs, and we have a little kid to take care of who comes back from the daycare after 5. And then after that, we are super busy. So we have a lot of restriction with time. I do a lot of more workouts and at least once every day. But he's loving it. He's catching up and he's doing it. I feel so good that we are doing it together. And he did mention a few days back that thank you for, getting this for me. I was trying. I was getting him into, some classes or something like that, but nothing worked for him. I never thought of doing it together because he always said, I'm not going to gym with you. I'm not going to go to gym with you. But this time I said, nothing else is working. Let's do it together and see. But I go there. I don't even interfere. I let the trainer take care of him, and I just said, good job at the end of the class. And that's it. It's amazing. So fingers crossed, hope it goes on. And, he feels he understands the need and the motivation behind fitness. So this is really unique.
Wow, that's awesome that worked, because I know I have a couple of friends guys who are trying to get their wives to come, and that hasn't worked.
Yeah,
and girlfriends
it's very
trying to get their
difficult.
husbands to come, and that hasn't worked. And I think for Kevin and I, this is all we know because we met at the gym. This is what we
I think
do.
because you started the gym, it was much easier. You didn't have to pull him.
No, oh my goodness, no.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah, and he looked so good, and I always said, well, you can't have your partner looking that much better than you.
That's
not
very,
work.
That's very
for me,
important.
it's not gonna work. You can't be the only one looking hot in this relationship.
Of course,
so.
yeah, that's true. That's true. A hot couple is the hottest thing ever.
Yes. So no, you have to do it. Have to do it together.
Yeah.
And I know it is, as you said, unusual because occasionally, when you're scrolling for new, profiles to follow. I always look for fit couples, couples who are into health and wellness. And then sometimes, grown couples. Okay, it's cute to watch the couples who are 25 years. But I'm looking for people who are, my age, people who are over 40, over 50, who are one working out and then working out with a partner. So it's, as I said, it's what we do. We enjoy doing it. And, neither of us has to push the other. Except for weights, as I said, I'm not as big on weights. And we were lifting for a while, and I was getting really strong. But as you know, if you stop lifting weights, then you start again. So now they're really heavy. So I'm back to square one. But once we get our schedule,
and that's okay. I think it's okay to take a break and not stress about it too much. Also, I think because that you're so dedicated and committed, you will eventually get back to it. It will just take time. It will just take a little bit of work, but. you
For
will get back
sure.
to it, because
For sure.
you could do it before.
Yeah,
So
I could definitely.
so
Yeah,
definitely.
he's the only. I say he's he is. I shouldn't say better, but basically better at everything except swimming. But I can beat him with swimming.
Oh yeah,
I get the swimming award, but everything else, all the other stuff,
Yeah.
He's really.
No, that's
he's
good.
really
Like you
impressive.
already aced like
Yeah,
90% of it. It's okay for 10% to let go. So that's not a problem at all. All right. I think that is going on so well. Oh my God, this is so motivating, Mora. Like I'm really enjoying the conversation, and
Yes.
I think I'm so excited. So here is a question from the women of this community and even me, that let's say, like, you were talking about scheduling and fitting your workouts and like working on a routine. There are so many people who really want to work out, who really want to achieve their fitness goals, but they are not able to do that at all, because they have very demanding career, or a family. They have like 4 kids, and they're already all the time juggling, or their husbands mostly stay out of town, or things like that, or they don't have enough help. What do you want to tell them? Or if you have any suggestions or advice for them regarding achieving their fitness goals, or starting out on their fitness journey.
For sure. I definitely think it's possible. I know it's difficult, but it's definitely possible. And I think, it's about getting up early in the morning, which is something that I'm going to need to do now with my new schedule. But I think, getting up, setting out aside a time, even if it's just 25 minutes, 30 minutes before the children get up. And then I tried to tell Kevin one time we were on vacation, well, we don't have any equipment. And he said, your body weight, you don't need equipment.
That's
so,
true.
Right, you can get up early before your children get up and get that 25, 30 minutes. And I do see there are a bunch of videos that you can watch online. Some are expensive if you want to, become a member, but there are a ton of free videos that you can watch. So you can prop up your phone. You don't need any weights, and then you can get something in at least 20, 25, 30 minutes or so. And definitely walks, if you're able to get out of the house and do a 30-minute walk. It's all about the little changes, and those little changes do add up. For sure.
That's very important. Little changes do add up. Like, just a walk after lunch, or even after dinner, or something. So I think most of the time, usually people feel that, I'm just doing a walk, so I'm not going to lose weight, or I'm just, not doing enough. And they just lose the motivation, and then they never get back to it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you do it consistently, you will kind of get into the groove, and then maybe you will feel like adding 10 minutes more, or maybe trying something else, and getting your schedule around to fit in something else, and see like how it works for you. It's all about the consistency, even 25 minutes or 30 minutes a day,
sure.
but just do it, like,
You have to.
as you
And
said,
also,
it's not impossible. Yeah.
It's not impossible. And I think it's important to try to schedule. There's some of us who are kind of obsessive and 7 days a week, but even if you start out, I'm going to do this twice a week for 30 minutes, and you do that for a month. All right, now I'm going to do it 4 times for 40 minutes. It's all about, taking those baby steps for folks who are just starting out. But I also think it's important to find a tribe. It's great that there's this Facebook group. I joined a lot of Facebook groups when I first moved here to connect with people who share, similar interests. So even if it's, getting a group together and we're going to go out to Centennial Park and walk around the lake. But I think having, some other ladies to motivate you, because you got to answer, then you kind of answer in the group chat to someone who did the walk, who got up early, who did, 10 sit-ups or whatever it is to start out.
Fantastic, Mora. I think these are some of the answers that everybody in this group want to know. And I think we had some amazing discussions today. We got some pointers from you. We know that we have a beautiful, fit body and mind to look forward to. Rather than thinking that, we are just turning old with all these different pains in the body, and I can't walk, or I can't run, and I can't lift something. So instead of thinking about that, let's just think about the possibilities which are coming up, and age is just a number. So that show did say that if you're 50, you can actually be 35 by the way you work out and eat, because that is doable. So it's something that is doable and that is in our hands. Why not do it?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you are a perfect example of that. You are doing the right thing, and I'm so happy that you are not unrealistic. You are not kind of killing yourself with like, with juices and
No. I just can't. Even sometimes I'll say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fast for 3 days. And then I just say, you know what?
Yeah,
It's not realistic. It's not necessary. I'm not doing it. If I can, do these little things, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Another thing, I think, and this is something when I go home to Boston, I sign up for free classes to check out. Because I have all my gyms here, but when I'm home, if I'm home for a week, I still want to get my workout in. So I think there are a lot of gyms around here where you can sign up, take a free class, see if you like it.
Right.
You might get hooked, and then then you want to go there regularly.
That's good. That's a good thing to note.
Yeah.
Very nice, Mora. Thank you so much. This was an amazing podcast.
Welcome. And can I just say, if anyone wants to try a boxing class, please let me know. I would love for you to join my gym. And if you're into Pilates, hot yoga, this Bikram yoga works is fantastic. So let me know. Both offer free classes for first timers.
Awesome. So as you heard what Mora said, you can definitely reach her to her or me. Like, she's in our Facebook group. She's named as Mo and Ruth. So you can just reach out to her profile or maybe DM her, or you can just message me and I can obviously reach out to her and connect you guys. But she can answer tons of questions and I also get you to try out some of her gyms. But thank you so much, Mora. This was an amazing conversation, and I think this is going to be a super fun podcast to hear and get a lot motivated. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a good day.
Of course, it was my pleasure.
Okay.